Hello everyone. The setup on your screen, it's a possible setup for WAEC Physics Practical 2025 on optics. So we're asked to provide a rectangular glass prism and also a plane mirror. So this is one possibility. It is possible that only the glass block can be used. That's the rectangular glass block, or only the plane mirror can also be used. So I've done some videos on the plane mirror separately and the triangular glass prism separately. So you can check through the description section of this video. You'll find all those videos there, or you can search through my channel to find those videos. And again, to read through the instruction, we use the diagram, and then we would carry out the experiment as required. So let's quickly run through the question. And again, do not forget to support this channel. This channel is not monetized, so I make use of my resources to ensure that you get what you want during WAEC Physics Practical. So I'm going to be dropping an account on this video. If you are moved and you want to help us, you can put anything, whatever you want there, so that you can help us, so that we can continue to make videos like this that can help students for their WAEC. So the YouTube channel is not monetized. I am just doing this with my own resources and time, so you can help us in one way or the other to keep us afloat, so that we can continue to make videos like this. So let's without much ado, let's continue with the setup. Let's read through the instructions and then we'll perform the experiment. Trust me, the experiment is going to be very, very easy. So let's read through this. So as you can see here, we have the setup here, the plane mirror, which is on the side of the rectangular block AB. So the rectangular block is AB, C, D. So we are going to read through the instructions now. You are provided with a glass block, plane mirror, and optical pins. So we'll make use of the optical pins. Place the glass block on a drawing sheet and trace its outline A, B, C, D. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to follow all these procedures. So you must follow the steps as I'm reading through this. You have to follow the step as I'm reading through it. Okay. So 2, remove the block. Measure and record the width W of the block. So I am going to go back up. So I think we can actually start with this by measuring the width. So this is the width of the block. Just measure this length of this AC or BD. That will give you the width of the block. Then we have to draw a number ON to DC at a point about 1/4 the length of DC. So this is about 1/4. This is DC. This line, this part here is DC. So we have to draw the number here. You don't need to measure, you can gauge it with your eye, so that it will be at least 1/4 of the length of this. You just have to gauge it with your eye. You don't need to measure that. But if you want to measure it, you can go ahead and measure it. Next, draw a line making an angle I equals 10 degrees with a normal. So that's the angle of incidence. So you can see that here. So at this point, I'm going to draw my angle of incidence with this normal, which is 10 degrees. So you're going to need your protractor to do that. So after that, replace the block on its outline and mount the plane mirror vertically behind the block, such that it makes good contact with the face AB. So I'll look through that again. So after you have drawn this, you just put this block back on the outline that you have drawn, and then you place the plane mirror on it. You ensure that the plane mirror makes a good contact. Don't allow the plane mirror to go, because you don't want the light to be refracted outside or emerge outside of the block. So you want it to be reflected back into the mirror, into the glass block rather. Okay, after you have done that, stick 2 pins, P1 and P2, on the line MO. So it means that after you have measured this angle, you have to draw this line. So you have to put a pin P1 here and another pin here, P2. So you're going to look through the face CD. So looking through the face CD, stick 2 other pins, P3 and P4, such that they appear to be in a straight line with the images of pins P1 and P2 seen through the block. So what that means is that, so after putting these two pins here, you come to this side, close one of your eye and look through this side. When you look through this side, you will see the images of these pins inside of this, inside of the mirror here. They will appear to be somewhere around this part here. So you just look through like this. When you look through that place, you put these two pins here, pin 3 and pin 4. You put those one there. Okay. So after you have done that, you then remove the two pins, then join P3 and P4 with a straight line and extend it to touch the face CD at OI. So when you do that, so this is OI here, O prime. So you just draw it to touch this and then draw another normal here to form OINI. That's the new normal. So draw line OQ, OIQ, and normal OOI produced. Measure and record theta, E, and what? D. Evaluate M is equal to sine E and N is equal to cos. So I'm going to repeat the procedures for I is equal to 20, 30, 40, and 50 degrees. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw a table of what is required. So this is OQ and this is OIQ. So we have to draw these two lines. So just hold on as we carry out the experiment. So I'm going to follow the procedure as it is right from here. Okay, so this gives my table of values, I in degrees. So these are recorded to 2 decimal places. So these are values given in the question, in the procedures. But this, you can record this to 1 decimal place. So all of these are direct readings. Theta in degrees, E in degrees, D in centimeter. They are direct readings. So you can record all of these to at least 1 decimal place. Okay, that's fine. Then this will be an evaluated value. M is equal to sine E. Will be an evaluated value, so this should be recorded to at least 3 significant figure. So also with this is an evaluated value, so we're going to record this to at least 3 significant figure. So let's go on with the procedure. So I have my glass block. So I'm going to place it this way. I want to leave some, okay, because we are doing all our traces on this side, so I think it's fine if I do it this way. So I'm just going to do it twice, then I'll complete the remaining one just to show you how it's done. So I'm going to trace this out with a pencil. So ensure that you draw neat traces. It's very important to have neat traces. So this is my trace. Okay, I would have used a pen, but I'll just use a pencil so that I can easily erase. So you can see that this place is not, so you can actually use your ruler then to complete all of this to make it much more better. So I'm going to use my ruler to complete because of those smooth rough edges that I have over there. So I'm going to have this. So this is fine. So on this, I can just look for 1/4, a place that is almost 1/4 of this. So I'll just use this point here. So what I'm going to do, I'll put a point there. I'm going to use my protractor to measure 90 degrees. So I'm going to measure 90 degrees. So this is my protractor. So I'm going to place it on this point like this, and I'll ensure that this line is on top of the line. So this is 90 degrees. So I can put a dot here. So from here, I'll draw a straight line. Just align it on this and draw a straight line through this. You don't necessarily need to draw it straight to that place. So that part is labeled ON. So the next thing I have to do now is to measure the angle 10 degrees as the incident angle. So the angle is going to be with the normal this way. So I'm going to put this way like this. Then I'll measure 10 degrees from 90. So 10 degrees from 90 would be 80 degrees. So I'll just put a dot on this. So this is 90. Ensure that this aligns well with this and this. So this is 10 degrees from 90. So I'll put a dot here like this. Then I'll then draw this. This way. So what I'll then do is to take a pin, one pin, place it on this part. Ensure that the pins are erect and they are not too far away from each other. A reasonable spacing will be okay. So I'm going to place it this way. Okay. Then I'll have to put this back here on the outline. When I put this on the outline, so this is my plane mirror. So I'm going to put the plane mirror on this, ensure that it is on top of this. Then I'm going to look through this side. From this side, I'm going to look through from this side and ensure that, so you have to close one of your eye and look from this side and ensure that the pins, you're seeing the pins through the block inside the what? Mirror. So I'm going to do that now. Then I'll put this pin on the same straight line as that. So remember, you are looking through the block, not the mirror. You're looking through the block, not the mirror, because you're going to see the pins on the mirror and inside the block. Okay, so I can see the pins inside of this place. Okay, so you can adjust this a bit. If you adjust this a bit, you see the pin inside of the block, right inside here. So you're going to place this on the stretch. You have to move your eyes back and forth to see if it blocks both pins. Okay, so it's very difficult to see, so you need to be very careful so that you can see those pins clearly. I can see the pins now. Okay, I want to be very careful to avoid error, so I'll put one here. Then I'll take the other one and just place it on the same line as this, so that it's going to block all the other two inside. The other two inside plus the one I placed before. Okay, so you can make use of the lines inside. What I'll then do is to remove the block as instructed. So I'm going to remove the block, remove the pin. Then I'm going to draw a straight line from these two lines to meet this point here. So I'm going to draw this to meet this. Okay, so on this I'm going to draw another normal here. So take this, place this on top of this, on top of this point here where the line meets, place it here, and then this is 90 here. So I'm going to draw a normal through this. So from here I'm going to draw this. I just adjust. You don't need to draw it up to that length, just draw it a bit long like this. So this is the emergent angle here. This angle here is, so that's the angle we have to measure. I think if I measure it, I should be able to get a value that is close to the angle that my angle of incidence. Yes, I should be able to get my angle of incidence. In fact, that's where the manipulation comes in. That's why I said that you can easily manipulate your result, but let's measure the angle. So I'm going to place it this way. Okay, so this is 90. 90. Ensure that it's on the straight line like this and like this. So if I measure this, I'm on 80. It's not exactly 80 to be precise, but it is 70. It is 79. So that's from 9, that's 9 degrees. It's 9 degrees. So you see it's close to 10 degrees. So if you are doing the manipulation, you should expect to get 10 degrees. In fact, my result here is 9.5. It's actually 9.5. So I'm going to record that as my emergent angle. So I'm going to record this as 9.50. That's E. So now what do I do? Next, I have to join this point. So now we have to measure the length between this, and that's D. So I'll place my ruler on that. You need a transparent ruler. When you're using a transparent ruler, it's better to use a transparent ruler. So I'm going to get the length from here. So this is 0, this is 1, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 1.4. So my D is 1.40. Now the next thing we have to do is to get the midpoint of this line here, the midpoint of this line. So that's a 1.0, 1.4 divided by 2 will be the midpoint. So I'm going to do 1.4 divided by 2, that's 0.7. So on my ruler, I'm going to measure 0.7. From there, I will then draw a perpendicular line. So this is 0.5.6.7. So this is 0.7 here. So my D is 1.40. Then from there, I will draw a perpendicular. How do I draw a perpendicular? Very easy. So I'll place this on top of this. Ensure that this is straight on this. And then mark 90 here. So from there, I'll take my ruler. I'll draw a straight line through this. Then I'll draw it down to this point here. So this is point Q. That's point Q. So the next thing I have to do is to join. So remember, this is OQ prime and this is O. This is N prime. So we are asked to join the midpoint of this and this. Okay. I think there's a little bit of, didn't draw the line correctly. So let me draw that again so that to avoid error. So, okay, let me take that measurement again. I think that's why you need a transparent ruler. If I'm using a transparent ruler, I won't be having all these errors. So let me use this to measure this. So the midpoint of this. So take note of that you're going to need a transparent ruler. Because I'm using a wooden ruler, I can't get the measurement accurately. So let me get this. So this is 0, 1, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, which is, so I'm going to get 0.7. So this is 0.5, 0.6, 0.7. So the midpoint is actually here. So you can see that it's more accurate now because I'm using a transparent ruler. Then on that, I'll then measure my 90 degrees. So you need to take that so that your work will not be rough. So this is my 90 degrees here. So on that, I'll draw this through this point. Okay, good. Okay, so from here I'll then join this point to point Q. Then I'll join this point to point Q. Please ensure that your work is not off. Get a 30 cm transparent ruler. So we're asked to measure this angle here. How do you measure that angle? Place this on top of this line at the point where they intersect here. Just place on top of the other line, the line that is outward, and then measure this way. So based on my measurement here, my angle is, this is 10, 11, 12. So my theta is 12.00. That's my angle theta. So I hope you get that now. So I'm going to let me just rule. So that's how you do it. Then the next one, I'll have to measure. The next angle is 20 degrees. So I'll repeat that procedure once, then I'll show you how to manipulate it. I will just compress both of them together. So again, please do not do it together on one diagram. If you do it together on one diagram, you are going to be losing 1 mark each. So it is not allowed. So do them separately. Draw the rectangular block separately. So I'm going to draw another one. The outline. So that's my outline. So I'm going to repeat exactly the same procedure again. So I'll take about 1/4 of the length of this. You don't need to measure it. You can just gauge it because they said about 1/4. So I'll put a point here. Then I'll get 90 degrees from this. So this is 90 degrees. So I'll draw a normal through this. So you see, I'm repeating it for the second time. So this is the normal ON. So I'm going to measure 20 degrees from this. So I'll turn this upside down. Or you can, if you are finding it difficult to get angular, you can turn it this way and just measure 20 degrees from here like this. So this is 20 degrees. So you see, I'm aligning this with this line. So this is my 0 mark. So you just measure 20 degrees from here, then you join this. So this is another way to measure. So this angle is 20 degrees. So I'm going to replace this on the outline. Then I'm going to put this on this. Remember, I adjusted this with my hand to be able to see the image inside. Okay, so I'll fix 2 pins here, 1 here. Do not allow it to be too far from each other. And ensure that they are straight and erect. Okay. Then I'll look through this side. So I'm going to come to this side. Then look through this. So again, if the block is not standing vertically, so you can just use your hand to adjust it as the plane mirror. So if you adjust it, you will see the image clearly inside of the mirror. So this is my image. So I'll then try to locate the image with my pins, looking through the block, not the mirror, because you're going to see the pins inside the mirror, but you're looking through the block. So I can see. Let me straighten this. Okay, so I can see clearly here. So move your eyes back and forth to ensure that they are on the same straight line. It's very easy. Very, very easy. Okay, 1. And I'm going to put the other one. Okay, I think. Okay. Then I'll put the other one on this, so that it just blocks the other one to be on the same straight line. So I have this. So this is where the work is. Once you get this, you remove your mirror, remove this, and then I'm going to join this together. Remember, you need a 30 cm transparent ruler to be able to get this done properly. So this is this on this. Then I'm going to put this here and measure another, get another normal. So this is the point I'm putting it here. So this is my normal 90 degrees. You don't need to allow it to be very big like that. You know, I'm making a video so that you can see all of this very well. That's why I'm making the lines very big. So just place this on this, align it. Okay. Okay, I think I have to take this again. 90 degrees here. So ensure that you straighten all of this. So this is my 90 degrees this way. So I'm going to draw this. So this is my normal. I'm expecting my angle of emergence to be the same as angle of incidence. That's it, because the ray passes through this refracted, and when it gets reflected back to this point, and it's going to emerge outside exactly the way it entered inside the mirror. So I'm going to measure this. So on this part, I'm going to place this like this. So if I place this like this, in fact, what I have here, or from my part, is 23. So it's 23 degrees, which is not far off from 20 degrees. So I'm going to record that as 23 degrees, 23.00. Notice that because I've written this as 9.50, the decimal points must be exactly the same. They must go together. You can record this to one decimal place. There is no problem. So let's measure theta. We measure d. We can evaluate all of this later on. So let's get d. So I'm going to use this to get the value of this. So this is 0 and this is exactly 3. So my d is 3.00. So I'll get the midpoint. The midpoint would be 1.5 here. So just get the midpoint. So d is 3.00. So the same number of decimal places also. So I have to get theta now. How do I get theta? So from here, from the midpoint, I will draw a normal, a perpendicular line. So I'll put this on this. Align this line perfectly with this. And then put a dot here. So I'm going to join these two together. Okay, so this is point Q. Then I'll join this. And this together. I'll join this and this together. So to get theta, just take your protractor, put it on one of the lines. Align this part, this straight line over here, this one. Align it on top of this, one of the lines, and measure the angle outward. So I'm aligning this here. Yeah, this is exactly on my 0 mark. So if I take this, I record this. This is 26. So I'm recording 26 degrees here. So I'm going to record 26.00. So when you are carrying, so that's the second part. So when you are carrying the experiment, you're not expected to get exact value. But if you do the manipulation, you can get the exact value. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So the next angle for 30 degrees, I'm going to show you how to manipulate it. Possibly I'll do it up to 40 degrees, but I can't do everything because of the length of the video. So I'm going to do manipulation on 30 degrees. Then I can go ahead, if there's time, I can also do that of 40 degrees. So let's see that. Okay, so I've already drawn my outline and the angles for 30 degrees and 40 degrees. This is to make it much more faster and easier for us. So this is what I have done. So this is what we're going to use to draw. The refractive index n of a glass is sine I over what? Sine r. And sine r, so when I cross multiply, sine r will be equal to sine I over what? And n is 1.5. So what we just simply do is that to get r for sine, for when the incident is 30 degrees, we have sine 30 degrees divided by 1.5. So sine r would be equal to, so I'll just take my calculator and I'll press sine 30 is equal to 0.5 divided by 1.5. So I'll get sine r is 0.3333 and so on. So for my calculator, to get r will be sine inverse of 0.3333. The answer you get from your calculator, just press shift sine the answer. So that's going to give me 19.47. So I can just approximate that to 19.5 degrees. So I'll do the other one. I'll also do it for when I is equal to 40 degrees. So I don't need to write all of this. So what I'll just do sine 40 is equal to this divided by 1.5. Then from there, I'll just press shift sine answer. So that's going to give me 25.37. So I'll just take that to, so r is 25.4 degrees. So this is what I'm going to use, 19. So I'm going to use 19.5 degrees for 30 degrees and 25.4 degrees for 40 degrees. If you want to do it for 50 degrees, so I'm going to do sine 50 divided by 1.5, then that's 0.51069. So I'll just press shift sine answer. So that's going to give me 30.7. So for 50 degrees, r is going to be 30.7 degrees. So I am not doing for 50 degrees. I'm stopping it at 40. So what you just do now is this. you take your protractor. So you're going to measure 19.5 degrees from the normal. So just place this on the normal like this, inside of the block now. So place it like this and read 19.5 from here. So this is 90. So I can just approximate to 90 or 20. It doesn't really mean anything. So I'm going to put it like this. So once I do that, I'm going to draw this from here straight to this point like that. So that's, this point here is point Q. So you get that. So the next thing I have to do now is this. At this point here, at point Q here, I'm going to draw a normal. So you see now, I'm doing it on the reverse side. So at point Q here, I'm going to draw a normal here, a perpendicular there. So that's what I'm going to do. So if I draw this, this is 90 degrees. So this is 90 degrees. So on this, I'm going to draw this straight like this. From here through this point, I'm going to draw it to meet this point here. Okay. So I'm going to draw it straight like this to meet this point. Then what you then do is this. Place this on top of this again and measure this angle here. So measure this angle inward like this. Remember, okay, so it's 20 degrees. In fact, it should be 20 degrees because this line is parallel to this. So this line, this angle should be what? 20 degrees. And this angle should be 20 degrees. So what you then do is on this side, measure 20 degrees again. So put it like this and measure 20 degrees this way. So this is 20 degrees. Then from here, put this and draw it through this point like this. So this is, so remember what's my Q now? What's this angle here, theta? My theta is 40 degrees. I don't need to measure that again because this plus this must always be equal to that. So the next thing I have to do now is this. At this point, I'm going to draw a normal here. At this point here, so I'm going to draw a normal. So I'm going to draw a normal here. Align it 90 degrees. So on this, draw a normal like this. Then from this, draw the same 30 degrees because that's going to be the measure. But if you want to, you can actually draw an angle that is between 29, 28, 29, 30, 32, so that it will not appear as if you manipulate. So you just put this here and measure 30 degrees this way. Whatever you want to do, 30, 31. So I'm putting on 31. So I'm going to put it, then draw this and join these two. So the only thing that I have to do now is to take my pin, pierce one here, put another one here, and come to this place, press one here, and press one here. Then I have already taken all my measurements. See, you see, I've already taken all my measurements apart from D. I have not measured D. So I know that my theta is what? 40 degrees. You can just write 40 point something or less than. So let's say 39.00 degrees. Then my E is 30 degrees, but I measured 31.0 degrees. Then I have to measure D. So I'll place this on this. This is my zero mark. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5. So I'm going to write 4.50. Beautiful. As easy as that. It is as easy and as simple as that. So I'm going to the next one. Remember the angle we calculated for that is 25.4. So I'm going to just measure 25 degrees. So on the inside of this, I'll place this and measure 25 degrees. This is 25 degrees. You can measure 26 degrees. You can measure an angle that is a little bit less than 25 degrees. So you place it and join it like this. So at this point here again, I'm going to draw a normal here. This line is parallel, so this angle should be equal. Okay, let me draw the normal this way. So this is 90. So from here, I'm going to draw a straight line from here through to this. Remember, I measured 26 degrees here, so this will be 26 degrees, so I have to measure 26 degrees on the other side. So I'm going to place it like this and use the inner one to measure 26 degrees. So this is 20, 25, 26. So I'm going to draw this. So it's going to meet this point here. So at this point, I'm going to draw another normal here. So this is my normal from here. So all I have to do is to measure 40 degrees on an angle that is close to it. I'm going to measure 39.5 degrees, or possibly I'm going to measure 38 degrees. So this is 38 degrees. So an angle that is just close to that. You don't need to measure as the exact angle, so that it will not appear as if you are manipulating your results. So this is my value. So I have already obtained all of my reading apart from D. So I'm going to put my angles. So theta is, we measured I think 26 for this. Yeah, it was 26. So 26 plus 26 is 52 degrees. But you can just make it less than that, or an angle around that. So 52.00. Then the emergent angle, I measure 38.00. D, I have to measure D. So this is 6.3 degrees. So this is 6.30 centimeter rather. So that is my how I will carry out this. I've shown you how to do the actual measurement, and I've shown you how to carry out the manipulation of this. So all of them roll in one. Please do not forget to support this channel. It is very necessary, so that we can continue to update you on every physics practical. Thank you very much, and good luck to you. Don't forget, I already have the physics practical uploaded for question 1 mechanics. There are two possibility of them. I'm still going to upload the link on the description section of this video. So thank you very much for watching. Good luck, and do not forget to subscribe, like, and share this video, and give us the assist in any way you can do for us. Thank you very much. See you some other time.